details about this bike. Welcome back to the channel, guys. What's up, guys? Say hello, Naru. Hope everyone is doing great. It all started here, exactly in this particular room, when I did not understand what to do in my life. This is the exact window where I've tied the OnePlus 3T phone, and I wore a shirt which had a pocket so that I can drop my iPod Touch and record the audio and then sync both of them together. Oh, mastu kashtapadam. That was to make my first ever video for YouTube, and the rest is history. We've grown a lot. Maybe not in terms of numbers and all that, but the loyal following we have and the branding we have created for ourselves. So here it is, guys. After such a long journey, almost after 6+ years of YouTube, it took a lot of time for me to go to the next in my life. You know, I wanted to try so many things. I don't want to get stuck only with one thing. The only thing that is stopping you is yourself. I know all this, but somehow I couldn't take action. I kept postponing it so much, kept delaying. See, this is the thing. I was in my comfort zone, and most of us are in our comfort zones. We don't want to move out of it. Change is something that all of us don't like, and suddenly you want to do something different tomorrow. It becomes a challenge. It's not an easy path. Because of that, most of us don't take action. Whether it's in your life, your business, your relationship, your fitness goals, it can be anything in your life. If you want to grow in your life, you have to embrace, you have to invite change in your life. And that is one of the main reasons I started this 2.0. I want us to be the 2.0 version of ourselves. We've been the first version in our lives right now, but there comes a time in your life where you need to move on, take up new challenges and face it. That is when you see growth. That is when you see changes happening around you. That is when you see success. One of the most important agenda behind 2.0 clothing is that no, I don't want to make a full-on money on this. It's not about that. I just want to learn the business as well. I want to create that atmosphere, that environment where we all join into it, and whoever is ready to move on to the next version of their life. It's not just buying the merchandise, but it's about buying that idea and working towards your goal. And many times I've seen, whenever I wear t-shirts, you guys have seen that I wear like plain solid color t-shirts, and a lot of people ask me, Sriman, your t-shirts are really good. Can you give us a link for that? ఇప్పుడు వాళ్ళ వీళ్ళ లింక్ ఎందుకు కానీ మనమే ఒక లింక్ తయారు చేసినాం. So we ourselves made a brand, 2.0 clothing. You can go and buy these t-shirts. We just started with 4 colors right now. You can just go check it out. These are the basics that I usually wear. By the way, remember, this is just the start. We have bigger plans, and once again, it's not just about selling something, but it's about getting all of us together into the idea of changing. Remember, change is everything, because change is what brought so many new things into my life. If I did not think about starting a channel literally over here, I was so used to going to a job and very comfortably getting my salary. But one time I thought, F this society, F whatever people are thinking about me. I just want to do one thing I really love. Everything aside, I wanted to get a change in my life. Let me see the next version of myself, the 2.0 version of myself, and that is the day I took action. So shy in front of the camera, I broke through it, put a lot of pressure on my mind, worked towards it, and then got to see the 2.0 version of myself. Now I need to go more. That is the total idea behind 2.0. These are the exact t-shirts you can buy. They look good, they look clean. We'll come up with more and more collection and stuff. I'm also learning this. This is exactly going to be like that day where I started. I have to go through a lot of mistakes and a lot of feedback, and then I will improvise. Thanks for all your support, guys. The second most important exciting thing that I've done recently, if you guys remember, a couple of weeks back we got to witness the brand new BMW 1300, but we could only see it, we couldn't ride it. Now after almost a month, where the excitement has already gone down, pura world mein they released, they created that hype. By the time it came to India, the hype is already gone, and by the time they gave us a test ride, the hype is totally gone. But still, it was an exciting bike to ride. Yesterday I got my hands on the 1300, and here's what I feel about it. Transformed from the legendary, ultra legendary TVS Ntorq to a little bit legendary GS.
Little bit legendary, arey.
నేను నీ గురించి చెప్తారా, దాని గురించి కాదు. To the ultimate legendary, hopefully that one. That is the brand new 1300 GS. वो निकल जा रहा. Direct comparison GS. This is the old GS, the 1250, and that is the 1300 GS. They had exact same colors, both of them. Both are called triple black. I think this is the first time me and Shiva are seeing it side by side. in real, both the GS.
We both standing side by side, huh?
Kadra bikes, wa? 1250 versus the 1300. So first I'll go for the test ride and come, and then Shiva will do it. Amazing, transforming from the ultra legendary, the TVS Ntorq, to the GS. Look at this key versus this key. Ide bagundi.
Ee key pote ee bandi mottham vachestadi.
The cost of this bike and the key is almost same. But I like the new key. Show me yours. See, this is the old key. Actually, old key also has that good weight to it, but this is more modern, obviously.
Almost like a car key.
This is, yeah, exactly like a car key.
This is like an old car key.
This is like a old Ford key fob. Okay, before the traffic goes up, let's try it out.
Go fast.
Before it rains, already name ride just no munde. See, already the attention is here.
Full attention.
Full attention. That is the problem with big bikes. Yeah, obviously this is, you see the seat, it's more broad, more comfortable. It has a backrest, kind of a hip rest I would say, but this one doesn't have that, but this is more of a slim profile. And you see this tank pad, this doesn't have a tank pad, this one has a proper tank pad. So inbuilt it comes with it. This doesn't have a dicky here, this comes with this dicky.
That's from GSA.
Yeah, GSA, but GSA had a smaller one. This is a big one. ये latest है, ये latest model है. ये 1300. ये होगा 25 तक होगा on road. So this one had the start ignition key here. This one they removed all that and it went here. This one.
Arey, another difference. It's always in reserve.
It's always full tank, always in reserve. నేను ఎక్కిన ప్రతి బైక్లో రిజర్వ్ వస్తుందిరా నా బైక్ కూడా. ఎర్రర్ మెసేజ్ లేకుండా ఎప్పుడు పోలే నేను ముందరికి. Even this has changed. This has that raw feel to it. కర్ కొడుతుంది. జర్కీ ఉందిరా, అంటే క్లచ్ అలవాటు కావాలి కొంచెం. ఓకే, దేర్ వి గో. ఓకే, suspension is a gem for sure. Second gear. Okay, I don't want to say the speed. But within అరే ఎందుకు అమ్మేసినాం రా జిఎస్ అనిపిస్తుంది. లైక్ క్రేజీ పుల్ యార్. And that it's in dynamic. Crazy yaar. I mean that kind of pull even my GS had, the GS Adventure, but definitely this is more compact to ride. The first impression what I feel is it's much more compact to ride. Everything feels very narrow. It's like I'm riding a Himalayan or something, a bigger Himalayan obviously. And I'm in 6th gear, still got that, you see that pull, very intimidating pull yaar. Shaft driven, so there will be a little bit of I think there will be no power loss, right? In shaft driven, chain driven will have little bit power loss and belt driven might have, but shaft driven I might be wrong. Array, ride quality is there, it is smooth as AF. Okay, the ride quality, maybe it's to do with the new tires, but it's very smooth. Brakes are on point because see BMW mein brakes ka problem we never had. I never could complain anything about the brakes because they are a gem. It has the stopping power and seat comfort. I mean, you'll get used to the seat. You have to get used to it. First time any seat feels a little bit hard, but what I feel right now is I feel that I am being slid towards the front a little bit. I think the seat is thoda inclined towards the front, so maneuvering the bike is easy, no issues with that. But yeah, when I'm riding I can feel the engine, you know, that there's certain parts moving inside the engine, the piston and all that, or whatever the chains inside it.
I can feel that sound. अरे किक एवड ये BMW ఉండని Porsche ఉండని अरे petrol bunk, everyone will have the same kick Honda horn. We'll have to fuel it up. Turning is kind of easy. Yeah, inta easy ga aithe I wouldn't be comfortable with my GSA, and these are much better here. You see these transparent flaps over here? I think it's really helpful when you're doing off-roading because you can see through it. You can raise or lower the windshield automatically, but obviously this is suspension setting. Okay, mode dynamic pro, rain, road. Now you also get a lean angle and stuff. Overall I have to tell you it feels much more compact than before. Handlebar is as wide as the old GS 1250. Amen. Turning the bike is pretty easy. Maneuverability is definitely there. See, this way I don't remember, but I think, okay, that sudden punch, that sudden torque, the punchy torque, I think is not there like the 1250. It's more linear when you pull it. That's one major difference I found with the engine. Okay, so the bike comes with heated grips as stock, and you have this button over here which you press, and you can see a couple of options. Grip heating, you'll have to toggle through the menu and stuff. Now it's off. Then I mean, you have to get used to doing all this. Previously there was just one button where you could press it here and you would switch on the heated grips, but here now you have to go into the menu and then search for it. You have to hold it and keep it. If you want to raise or lower the windscreen, you have to go to this option and then OK, and then oh my god, this is this is a little bit crazy. I have to toggle through options, and then you have something called DTC. I don't know what is that. Then you have damping. Okay, that is basically suspension setup. I think DTC is dynamic traction control. Are BMW nin gotal ra nee perlatoni. So what I was talking about is, you see this pull, like when I'm in second gear right now, if I want to just do this, that was much more powerful and very, like, that was crazy torquey. Right now it is a little bit linear, but it's spread out nicely through the rev band. I think I like this kind of a character more than the previous one. Previous one was more raw. If you ask me about the ride quality, this has the best among all the whatever adventure tours I've ridden. It feels smooth. It's like butter. It's like hovering on a thin layer of air. It's very nice, yeah. That I will give it to it, like 11 on 10 for that. It's very smooth, and definitely leaning is, I mean, this bike is not meant to lean, but when you want to turn around, it feels a little bit hesitant. I don't know, you cannot see it here when I'm riding, but when you're riding the bike, personally you can feel it. And fifth gear also at 60 kilometers per hour, crazy. It's got crazy good torque. I mean, let's not talk about engine quality and all that, because BMW nails it left, right and center. But yeah, the torque, that instant torque is also there. How would I explain? That hammer torque, the instant punch that you get on your face, that is not there compared to the previous gen, the 1250. But still, this gets that torque linearly, which is very important when you're doing like off-roading. It shouldn't be very jerky. Previous one is also excellent, no doubts in that. If I was an engineer, I would be like, there's no more improvement needed in the 1250, but I can see what they've done here. The engine is much more smooth. You don't have that grunt, that beat, that punch of a 1250, but I would still pick this one over the 1250. This is what I feel. Main thing is rideability. This I always say, right? Big bikes, the BMW's Triumphs and all that, you don't feel like you're riding a big bike when you sit on them. Bahar se dekhne ko it feels big, but when you're actually riding it, it doesn't feel big, right? This one feels much more smaller. It actually feels, trust me, it feels like a Himalayan or maybe a Benelli TRK. It feels that small. It doesn't feel like a 1250cc, a 13, alva type 13 and 1250 ani. It doesn't feel like a 1300cc bike. You can stay in any gear and you will have ample. I'm not even throttling it out. I'm just giving like quarter of a throttle and see that pull. It is there. It is there and chinchadless battle irivotuni. Very powerful engine. Marvelous. So if you are in the market for a adventure tourer, you can choose, and if you want to go for a big 1300, anything above a liter class, you can definitely give this a consideration. Brakes are pretty good. Let's put some fuel. Actually, previous fuel bunk, I had to wait in a big line and I thought I'll better go to another one. Suspension is magic here on this. Oh, I forgot. I always forget this. It's got a quick shifter, right? I like the engine. I like the way it maneuvers. Everything is good about it. Off-road mein dekhna padega. How does it maneuver? Because I mean, obviously I am not going to take this bike and go off-road. 99 for, not 99, but at least are off-road anagane vachesindra mana Hyderabad off-road. I don't want to do any skids and all that here. I could do if I want, but let's not do that. It's not our bike. Like I said, I sold the 1250 GS Adventure because I felt it's too big of a bike for me. Though the engine spec and everything is almost the same, for me it was more about the way it looked. The way it looks is so intimidating that, I mean, once you sit on it, it's fine, but still that mental block is always there. I made a complete video about that, and I mean, that's not the only reason why I sold it. Also because I stopped riding much due to my back issues and whatever issues it is, I reduced riding, and I thought 22 lakhs ka bike lying there is not making sense, so I had to part with it. I think one reason I wouldn't sell the 1300 is because it doesn't look like a big bike, that's for sure. It feels much smaller, and boxers mein you will not have much heat. Suspension is a gem yaar. Seriously, whoever BMW gave a raise to your suspension designer yaar. It's so good. It's really good. Some magic in the suspension. It rides so well. I mean, you can feel the bumps, obviously. I mean, you feel more connected now. You know, the GS Adventure, I'm comparing it all the time, but that's the only bike I had, so I'm comparing it to it. The GS Adventure, it felt bouncy. This feels stable. This feels more connected to the road. That would feel like a Fortuner. This feels more like a BMW. See, those rumblers or whatever the small speed breakers there, they would actually, you know, I would feel that when I go on any other bike. BMW pe to pata nahi chalta, especially this particular model 1300. So good. Suspension rank 1, engine rank 2. No, rank 1 will definitely be engine. I really liked it. Sound is not something I really like. It feels rumbly sound. It has that you know, parts moving ka sound. It's not very enjoyable. The sound is not very impactful. But anyways, once you wear your helmets and once you are on the highway, you wouldn't, I mean, most of the time we also wear earplugs and ride to avoid the wind sound. See, maneuverability is amazing here. You remember the way I rode the what was that bike recently I rode? The Honda Transalp. This feels exactly like that. Oh yeah, perfect comparison. This feels like a 600. And the way it balances itself is good. Good కాదు, excellent. ఇలాంటి ట్రాఫిక్లోనే మనం నడితే తెలుస్తుంది బండి విలువ. కింద పడైపోతే చాలు. అరే ఇక్కడే కదా ఇటు. Okay, this is the best I could ride here in this kind of traffic. We need a better ride experience later. So a lot of people said, whoever rode the new 1300, a lot of people said that you feel like you're sitting on the bike, because previously in the 1250 you sit in the bike. You know the difference, right? You don't sit inside the bike, you feel like the bike is around you. In the 1250, on this you feel like you're sitting on the bike, but I think it's wrong. I still feel I sit inside the bike. It's exactly like the 1250 GS, not much of a difference except the starting way, whatever I told, the seat width and the comfort of the seat is slightly changed now. This feels more road connected. Highway pe I can definitely assure you that you will have a hell of a time. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing cruiser, and the GS Adventure is also going to come up soon in India, and when I test ride that, I will bash it. Just kidding. See, I'll give you real reviews, however we feel. Okay, however I feel about the bike, I'm going to give that review. I'm not going to say fancy things about anything because we are done with all that. Agava? Assal agava? Suspension magic ra. You should tell, you're riding the 1250 GS. Direct comparison. Only thing is traffic undi. Popichna. So Shiva will be the right person to ride this and give us a proper review. Direct comparison to the old 1250. Chinna undi kada? Yeah, it feels small, but rest all is fine. Very light. Smooth, yeah, very smooth, and suspension gem. There you go, Shiva is back. What is your experience as a GS owner?
This
The
is
most
not a
experienced GS owner.
This is not a GS.
It's a sports bike.
The feel, maneuverability is...
Manual is better, right? Suspension?
Suspension, I found it to be on the
Same
stiffer
side?
side. Maybe
Stiffer
that is
side.
a bit softer,
Ah,
but that can be adjusted.
See, this is, I say this is a Fortuner, that is a proper
No, that
BMW.
we deliberately made it soft.
Especially dynamic lo pettukuntaru.
This dynamic lo undi. Slightly on the stiffer
I
side.
put it in road. It feels like a BMW.
Yeah, road lone pettanu. I changed from dynamic to road. Windshield is okay. I found that windshield to be better.
Okay. No, but this is nice.
Yeah,
You can see
I mean,
through
you can
it.
see lot of things around.
Lot of
I mean,
world around
yeah.
you. అది కప్పేస్తుంది.
Nice. I mean, it doesn't feel like a GS. Very light.
So which
I mean,
one?
I think this is the bike that you were actually looking
Correct. Exactly. So
for.
which
నువ్వు
one?
చెప్పినవన్నీ టిక్ మార్క్ పెట్టుకుంటూ వాళ్ళు
కదా?
తయారు చేసి ఇచ్చారా
Yeah.
నువ్వు తీసుకోవడం ఒకటే మిగిలింది.
Thank you BMW for taking my feedback.
It's all closed. The entire thing is changed. Here the frames have changed.
Looks wise it's changed a lot.
Yeah,
Like you
frames-
see everything is
frames are
exposed
also
here. This most of it is covered. పెట్టిలో పెట్టారు మొత్తం సూట్ కేస్ లో పెట్టి. ఇక్కడ you can see the
power-wise,
suspension.
We can't actually differentiate between 1250 and 1300.
Didn't you feel that initial that kick is there in that more?
This one, yes.
Yeah, this is more linear.
Yeah, this is
but
very
it
linear.
picks up very quickly.
So you have that
Yes.
jerk movement.
Yes,
on
it hits
that.
on your head.
Yeah.
This is not
That is-
jerky.
that is gone. That is totally gone. But this gets to the top speeds much faster.
Much faster, yes. Yeah. And I
I
think
found the seat to be more comfortable on back.
that is more comfortable, yes. And this is not that
this is
comfortable.
very good for off-roading.
And
I think
I
I would
felt
say
it is a little bit inclined towards the front because I was sliding towards the front.
No, this is
Slightly.
like a proper use, Urra. You are sitting. Something it's quite narrow.
It is
For
narrow.
long distance touring, how comfortable will this be? I don't know.
You'll get used to it. Your bum will get used to it. No, I felt you're sliding thoda samne like.
Yeah.
That is there. This sits flat.
That is flat.
So-
Riding wise, we need little more time on this. to do like at least 50-100 kilometers, then you will get to know.
But the big question, finally, for a GS 1250 owner since 4 years, loan would have been. He owns the bike, not the bank. You have to tell which one would you pick over, I mean, between these
That's
two.
what I'm trying. It's only the name that is in GS. These two are two different bikes. Entirely different.
Yeah, but
bikes.
what
The
would you
character
pick?
is different.
What would you pick when you go
I
to the
would
showroom?
pick that.
Still?
I would still pick that.
Why?
I think that has the more of a character. Somehow, I feel this looks to be like a smaller bike for me.
It looks
it's-
smaller, but
yeah,
when you,
that
I
is
mean,
more like-
side by side it is actually same. But when you sit on the bike, it feels more compact.
But SJ bike, I like this bike more now.